It's what gets us up in the morning. It keeps us thinking at night. It taps into our strengths and inspirations. It's the charge we get when an idea connects. A concept becomes reality. It's the satisfaction we feel when we can financially sustain ourselves and our families. It's impact and momentum. It's trying and failing and finding success. It's the spirit of small business, and it's what we're celebrating today. Pacific Coast Business Times honors the Spirit of Small Business Award winners and acknowledges their drive and inspirations. Some people thought Todd and Julia Mayer were crazy to open an independent coffee house on State Street, surrounded by half a dozen corporate behemoths in the caffeinated beverage space.
When we first opened, people were so skeptical. And I mean, I think that there was a lot of coffee in Santa Barbara already. However, there wasn't what we were going to provide, this specialty coffee. Todd and I lived in San Francisco, and I lived in Los Angeles, and you know, there's a lot more quality out there, and Santa Barbara just somehow not had it yet. And I would come home to visit my parents and be like, the best cup of coffee I'm going to get is in my kitchen. And so I knew that there was something missing.
Yet the drive behind the French press was to offer the people of Santa Barbara handcrafted, fresh roasted coffee in an atmosphere that's friendly and unintimidating.
It's gonna sound really simple, but just extremely high quality customer service and high quality product. And simple doesn't always mean easy, but that's exactly what we were looking to do.
With the success of the State Street location, the newly married and expecting couple focused their sights on the location of Kota and Anacapa, introducing new energy and vitality to the once quiet corner.
Ever since we opened, we wanted to start roasting our own coffee. It was something we really wanted to do, and that space became available, and it was just, we saw the ad for the Wheelhouse going out of business, and we really liked those guys, so it was like a sad but happy moment, because we were like, wow, that's the perfect building for us to roast coffee in.
The complementing coffee philosophies of Todd and Julia are what comprise the soul of the French press. Julia honors the socialization and emotional connection that occurs around coffee.
My perfect cup of coffee is probably at the State Street store, and I'm probably working on the espresso machine. And on the other side of the counter, probably like 4 of our friends are sitting there, and we're all having coffee.
While Todd enjoys hand-sourcing the beans and the science behind the perfect roast and brew.
And Todd gets to travel. He's been in Costa Rica he was in Costa Rica and Central America this spring, and this fall he's going to Africa. He'll be in Ethiopia and Kenya, working with the farmers and buying coffee directly, which is also a super huge undertaking, but also it's the right decision.
Being in Costa Rica and visiting coffee farmers who've never met any coffee roasters before. Like, you go to a place and they've never had a American coffee roaster visitor at their farm, and it's pretty incredible to be the first person that's ever really taken the interest to go and see what they're doing.
Their passion has taken them around the world. Yet Todd and Julia are inspired by their local roots and shaping legacy they hope will someday influence their young son, Frank, a 4th-generation Santa Barbaran.
For Frank, he'll be this, 4th-generation Santa Barbara native, and he'll grow up watching his mom and dad build something. And for me, both my grandparents owned their own businesses. My dad owns his own business. And after school, my grandpa would pick us up, and we would go to their Hallmark store in Carpinteria, and we would stock stickers or fill jelly bean bags. And to me, I think that instructed a lot of how work should look. And so in a lot of ways, while Frank will definitely work the cash register and wash dishes and probably scoop beans, he's also, I think that for us, we're teaching him that he can have a big impact on his own community, even if it's just by opening a coffee shop.